Quiet on set.
Rolling.
Action.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Hi.
So welcome back to Ant Cot, and today we have something that we haven't done in quite a little bit of time. A play review, being the last one that we did, Paradise. And today, what do we have today, Caitlin?
We are reviewing the Book of Mormon, which, as you all know, is a musical, but we're still counting it as a play review.
Oh, amazing musical.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I hate musicals. I really don't like them because they make me fall asleep. But this one is just so amazing, so funny, hilarious.
Yeah, when we were in London and we found out that it was playing, you almost immediately jumped on the opportunity to go see it.
That's like the one that I definitely had to see.
Of course. But yeah, so might as well just hop right into it. So I might as well sort of give a list of the people that we saw, because obviously the show's been on for a long time, since like 2011 is when it first premiered in Broadway, and then it first premiered in London in 2013. So it's been around for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Much longer than I even knew that it existed. But the cast that we saw, I'll do the main three characters, and I actually still have the little program
We
that
got two little booklets.
Mm-hmm.
One was like with the art of the musical itself, with like
Yeah.
the original cast and just like photos from the play, and this other one which is the actual cast of the day that we went to,
Exactly.
which is really nice.
Well, nice, lovely little souvenirs. We saw it at the Prince of Wales Theatre, in case you're wondering. It was directed by Casey Nicola and Trey Parker. Of course, the original book, music, and lyrics were written by Trey Parker, Robert Lopez, and Matt Stone. It was choreographed by Casey Nicola. And the musical director was
One will say
Louisa
the
Green.
original book was written by Jesus Christ.
If you ever watched the Book of Mormon, you'll understand why I'm rolling my eyes at that comment. And then, of course, we have, I think, the three main characters. So we have Elder Price and Elder Cunningham. That is Don Simpson and Tom Zander. And then the female love interest of the musical, Nabalungi, who was played by Leanne Robinson. Overall, I thought the cast was great. I
think it was
really
really nice.
enjoyed their energy. Thought they were amazing.
I know the original cast, Elder Cunningham, was this really nice actor that is like famous now, which is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that the one I saw was just a little bit more funny than the original one.
Wasn't it Josh Gad?
I
Is
can't
that the one?
remember.
I thought it was Olaf who played.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
correct.
so that
Yep.
would be Josh Gad. But I definitely liked the Cunningham actor. Definitely, that was a lot of fun. So for all of those people who have not seen this show, we will give you a very brief overview of sort of what happens. You have a good idea. Again, spoiler warning. We're gonna reveal everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So,
just hop right into it.
the Book of Mormon pretty much starts with this open monologue or opening scene in which we see Jesus Christ showing up to this one guy in America, in the United States. Just pretty much telling him, you are the new messiahs, and I choose you to bring my word to the rest of the world. So that's like the opening scene, and that's what sets up the entirety of the Book of Mormon, not only the musical, but in theory, the religion as well. Because it pretty much says that during the 3 days that Jesus Christ was dead, he wasn't dead, he was just in the United States.
Which that makes complete sense, right? Because America was already started in
Yeah.
the BC era.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. But we're not going to get into religion today. The Book of Mormon continues by now in normal,
Present
recent
day.
recent days, with this religion already being formed, and it's like big-ish, and all of the people that go door to door is speaking about the Book of Mormon, are called Elder. So their first name becomes Elder, and then they have their normal last name, and it's mostly young adults and adolescent people that like have this mission of growing the Book of Mormon religion, the Mormon religion, to the rest of the world, pretty much. So we see them training and we see them singing all together, and the opening scene is actually really nice, and it's something like, "Hello, My name is Elder Price. Na 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 na.
Great
But
singing.
here's actually where one of my top favorite parts of the whole
That
musical
he
comes in.
quotes often.
And
Oh,
every
man.
time I look at it on YouTube, it's so funny. And Elder Cunningham comes and says, "Hello, my name is Elder Cunningham. Would you like to change religions? I have a book written by Jesus Christ."
We learn from then
So
on that he has a little
hilarious.
bit of a lying problem,
Oh
which will
yeah,
get touched on later on in the show.
yeah. He does mention
Yeah.
that, saying that he does have a lying problem, and it's like an actual thing of his. So the story continues on to them like kind of graduating from the training program, and they go on to be known where the mission is gonna be. So they release the information, and it just happens that Elder Price, which is in theory the best of the elder from his class, is going to a town in Africa. And being the best one, he was really expecting to see who he was going with. He ends up going with Elder Cunningham, which in theory is the worst elder of them all in that class. He's really sad. He doesn't want to do it.
He wanted to go to Orlando.
He wanted to go
Yeah.
to Salt Lake City.
No. Salt Lake City's where they were. They
Where they're
he
originated.
wanted to
Yeah.
go to Orlando.
Okay, yeah.
Just because of like what Orlando has to offer, but instead he set on a mission trip to Africa.
Yeah. Sorry if I get some of my facts wrong. It's been so long since I saw this
Yes, it has been a
musical.
while.
But yeah, he wants to go to Orlando. He's excited for Orlando. He thinks of this as just a vacation trip.
Yeah.
And so he ends up going with Elder Cunningham to Africa. So once they get to Africa, there is already a community of elders in there. And there's already a Mormon community in there. And they haven't been able to do pretty much anything whatsoever with the town. They haven't been able to convert a single person from the town. And Elder Price, obviously, being as smart as he is, or he thinks that he's going to get there and convert everyone in one single day. But this doesn't happen. The community doesn't agree with whatever they have to say. They don't even want to listen to him. And he gets really, really frustrated to the point of like, I got to leave. And I'm with this Elder Cunningham that does nothing. He does not know anything about the Mormon religion or anything like that. So I'm just going to leave. At that point, Elder Cunningham actually starts having this stronger connection with the woman that he ends up like kind of like liking and having his first romance situation with. So this relationship starts making the connection between the Mormon community established in Africa and that specific town being stronger. And she brings Elder Cunningham to the rest of the town, being like, he has things that we should probably listen to and just see what he has to say. Now, we know that Elder Cunningham has a lying problem. He starts telling them really weird stuff just to make them think whatever he wants them to think.
Even adding in stuff about Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings to spice up the story, to anything to get them to convert, pretty much is what
This
he
one
says.
thing that is really funny, and I'm actually just grabbing my book in here. I'm actually gonna quote it from the book itself. He lies about this one thing that the town is having issues with AIDS. So he tells them, "Have you heard? A baby cannot cure your illness, Joseph Smith. I shall give unto you," and then he starts stumbling, "a frog. And those Joseph laid with the frog, and his AIDS was no more." That's an actual line from the musical that he tells them and gives them a frog to make them think that if they have relations with a frog, all of their AIDS will be gone.
And mind you, the baby is in reference to a previous side character who said that if they had relations with an infant,
The AIDS will
the
be
AIDS
gone.
would be gone.
So he's like, this is not okay. So I guess I'm helping and I'm bringing them into Jesus Christ. So I'm doing something good. So he keeps on lying, but it does work at the end actually. Like everyone
Everyone in the village.
everyone
gets
becomes a
converted.
Mormon. On the meantime, Elder Price is actually trying to make his big move. He's like, this is now or never. And Elder Cunningham is doing a good job with the town itself. I'm gonna go to this one armed group that is terrorizing the town. He's gonna convert them, and then it's gonna be easier to convert the rest of the town. Well, that doesn't happen.
Incorrect. False.
Incorrect.
Puts himself in a very dangerous situation.
And then when he comes back, Elder Cunningham is completely successful. Everyone is happy, and Elder Cunningham wants to give Elder Price some credit.
Mm-hmm.
But his ego is so huge that it just doesn't go well.
Well, honestly, though, by that point, I think he's more just like, oh.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
I understand. It was Elder Cunningham who was supposed to be the glorious one who got everybody baptized, not me. Okay, okay.
So this actually leads to another amazing song that I was not able to find anywhere on the internet. That is the same song as the opening song, but now sing a song by the black community in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hilarious.
Like, all of them have now become elders.
I do remember one specific, the
yeah.
first specific line. So you know how I said at the beginning, it goes, "Hello, my name is Elder Price." Well, now it's, "Hello, my name is Elder Mutumbu." And it's so funny. I loved it.
I think in a way, didn't they write their own book? Because
They
I
did.
remember that they had one of the highest elders come to Africa to view all the newly baptized members of the Mormon religion. And
Oh, and
so when
oh
the
my
village
goodness.
described the in play form, the origin stories of Mormonism, everyone realized that Elder Cunningham had
Was lying
completely
to
lied
them.
to them, and that's where the references to Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, pop culture things were
frog.
brought in. The frog. So then the High Elder was like, they're not really Mormon. They were not converted properly. This is a whole new thing. So they, in a sense, wrote their own book and just made a whole new religion because they weren't accepted by that Mormon priest.
So one of the fun catches that keeps on popping up throughout the entire play is that Elder Cunningham does not know the name of this girl. He cannot pronounce it, or he just forgets it. So he keeps on calling her different names. He goes to say, "Hi, Nicki Minaj," or
Yeah, like every N that you can think
"Hi,
of.
Neutrogena."
Neutrogena, yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. Like, and it's a recurring thing throughout the entire show.
And it gets
he
funnier and
never
funnier every
learns
time.
her name because he like says it, and then they just move on with the scene as if like that didn't
Yeah.
happen. But we all know where it's just like that is not
And she
her
doesn't
name.
say anything.
I don't even think she really knows what to even say at that point. Because he just keeps not learning it.
Obviously, there is a lot that happens in between the play because it's a 2-hour play or so. So we're not telling you every single fact that happens. But that's like a brief story. Like one of the things that happens is that Elder Price actually has this dream or nightmare, actually.
Mormon hell dream.
Going
or
to
something
Mormon
like
hell,
that.
in which he finds the devil,
He meets Hitler.
Nazis.
They're Nazis. He gets like really freaked out. Yeah, there's some really great songs. I have to give it to them. I was heavily enjoying a lot of it. But yeah.
If you hear some paper shuffling, I'm constantly looking at the book itself. Oh yeah, so one of the things I forgot to say at the beginning, the town, how they realize that nothing is gonna work with this town, is that they teach him to say this specific phrase, Hasadiga Ibowai. And they're just singing it, and they're saying it really happy, like, oh, Hasavinga Ibowai. And ends up at the end referring to the actual meaning of the word, which is pretty much F you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And they keep on flipping the middle finger to the air.
Because you think it's all like uplifting because
the song
of
is
how
happy.
they are, but really they're
And at that
sticking
point,
up the
Elder
middle
Price
finger
and
to the sky.
Elder Cunningham are just in awe.
Yeah. They're horrified that they're singing that song, and they're just like, what is that? What do I do? I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the review, the overview of the musical itself.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to go into some reviews?
Yeah, definitely. So I tried to get reviews that were more recent, obviously, because this show has been around for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
There's only so much we can get.
yeah, exactly. So First one I have is from Broadway.com, and it's just a collection of reviews, so I'll read a few of them. It says, well, the first one says, a spectacular, rather perfect Broadway musical, not only grounded in a serious love and understanding of the traditions that make a Broadway musical great, but also filled with love for the very flawed, mortal characters who populate through this romp. Another one says, while the Book of Mormon packs plenty of blissful profanity, sacrilege, and politically incorrect mischief, the defining quality of this hugely entertaining show is its sweetness. Another one also says, these numbers are witty, ridiculous, impeccably executed, and genuinely stirring. So, overall pretty positive reviews. Definitely politically incorrect.
Yeah, right on the point.
It's, I think they said writers of South Park pretty much were involved in this show. Yeah. I mean, the entire Mormon religion has a very racist history.
Yeah.
So I know I've heard some people be criticizing the way that the villagers are interpreted, the ways that they're shown on stage. But you have to also remember that that's kind of how Mormonism was set up to view them like that in the first place, and they're just exaggerating it because that's the whole point of it being politically incorrect. So obviously, if you want to go see it, just beware that might be a factor that might make you
it's
really
not a
uncomfortable.
musical for everyone.
Yeah.
You have to be able to take some hits to your own religion or to your own values and just be able to laugh a little bit about it. Because this play is not necessarily racist towards black people or towards other religions. This play doesn't care who's watching. This play makes fun of everyone. No exceptions.
And that's also
including,
kind of the point of South Park, yeah.
Yeah, including Mormons specifically. Because this book keeps on making fun about the Mormons. Over and over
I would
and
not
over.
see this if you genuinely enjoy being a Mormon specifically.
Unless you really like making fun of yourself.
Oh yeah, unless you like really making fun of yourself. But yeah, if you actually believe the Mormon religion, don't see it. It's not it's not gonna be pretty. Because the entire thing is making fun of you. So I have another one from theguardian.com.
I just want to quote the play again really quick, because you were mentioning the racism that the play incurs on. So speaking back to, I can't remember the name of the prophet that supposedly was the prophet of this.
I have it written down, actually. In this other pamphlet.
Joseph Smith.
Yep.
Joseph Smith. So they're referring to Joseph Smith, and I quote here, all-American prophet. He didn't come from the Middle East like those other holy men. Not necessarily a racist quote, but it's just like, he's the one that didn't come from the Middle East. So we have our own. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so theguardian.com says, if you're lucky enough to somehow have a ticket for this, the most cryingly good night ought to have come along for years, and are by any chance looking forward to a smug few British liberal hours sneering at the mad imbeciles of self-righteous Americans and organized religions, I have to tell you that you'll be disappointed. The Book of Mormon is far, far cleverer, far kinder, far more nuanced than that, and one of its many surprises is that it sent an unraptured, ecstatic audience home with an odd sense of having come somehow to really like Mormons.
Interesting.
Very. I don't know if I can say I really liked Mormons at
so
the end, but
I do think that there is space for debate, either if it either makes fun of the Mormons or not. I think it just depicts them in a way that makes it funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily making fun of them, but it definitely makes the Book of Mormon, like the physical book itself, funny. Mm-hmm. Like, they go on to say a lot of times that Jesus Christ came to the United States for sure.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, as
chronologically
most of us,
does not add up. Yeah. It's definitely not a show that will convert you to Mormonism. They don't outwardly say that any of this is factual. They just state this is what Mormons believe, and then they go on to the rest of the show.
Yeah. Unless you really like Star Wars and you think that a frog will cure you.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I can only understand how people are like, about it. I understand that. this other one actually mentions that as well. So it's from desert.com or Desert News. Its title is 8 years after it opened, is the Book of Mormon starting to show its age?
Oh.
So it goes
I do
on.
have to, just by that itself, many things that we saw as normal 10 years ago, because of the way that the world has changed, seem a bit more...
It's actually been 11 years since
Wow.
it came out March 2011 on Broadway.
Oh my
That's been a long time.
It's been a long time, and the world has changed a lot. So anything that wasn't discriminated back then, maybe now it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, perhaps.
For me, this review says, for me, the Book of Mormon was at its strongest in its first 20 minutes. The opening scene is a very silly, very quick run through of Joseph Smith and the unearthing of the record that would become the actual Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
As someone who has seen the Hill Cumorah pageant more than a few times, I got a definite pageant vibe. And anyone who has served a mission will likely find themselves smiling along to the giddy cheerfulness of a group of missionaries practicing door approaches in the first number, Hello. The ensemble of Latter-day Saint missionaries, recognizable in their white shirts, dark pants, and name tags, look so familiar that I wondered if casting had recruited them from the missionary training center before the curtain went up. That is so true. I thought that, yeah. I'm looking at a picture of them right now. If anyone's ever had them knock on your door, you'll understand exactly what I mean. They look exactly how they are in the show.
Now I have a question. Are Mormons actually do they go on to take the name Elder in real life?
I imagine that wasn't just something that they added.
It kind of sounds like a really random fact to just add randomly.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that would make sense that it's real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think I can see how it's starting to show its age, because I don't know many people that would watch it from where they stand politically as of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 10 when it came out, so I definitely wouldn't have seen it then, but
I had a blast.
I understand if you don't want to see it, just because, like I said, it is pretty controversial. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I personally have experience in not necessarily Mormonism, but just the Christian, if you even consider Mormonism Christian to begin with, but in that religion. So I find it pretty funny, the whole concept of mission trips, because we also do that.
Yeah.
In
and
the
even
church that I
us
grew
Catholics.
up in. Yeah, mission trips are a thing that people do quite often, and they are often seen as oh, I'm going to save all these people, and you're so excited about it. But I think you kind of forget who you're talking to.
I feel like the Book of Mormon does a great job at allowing people to see that you can make fun of yourself and your own religion and disagree with things at points. Because that does happen on the musical itself, in which sometimes Elder Cunningham just doesn't agree with whatever is being taught.
Yeah.
Not specifically disagree, oh, I really don't like what they're doing with this. But you can kind of tell that they're different people and they don't want to behave this kind of way that is just really well poised and just doing everything by the book.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a really great way to just relax a little bit and lay back and just see that you can also make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
Anyways, 1 out of 5 clapping boards.
I give it a 4.
Oh.
Because I really liked the music. But like I said, I felt a tad bit uncomfortable just because I can't really say if they went too far because I am who I am. I don't know exactly how I could reference too far, but I do know that it would not be for everybody. So that's why I feel like I can't recommend it fully.
I want to give it a 5 out of 5 because I had the biggest blast. I don't like musicals. This I loved. So I think I definitely will give it a 5 out of 5 clapping boards. I will definitely say go see it. And I will say just relax a little bit and go have some fun. It's such a good musical. Such good music. The scenery itself, the stage itself, so beautiful. The tears are so well made.
Yeah, they are really well made.
And it has an actual
really
real good story behind it. The chronological order of scenarios actually fit really well the story, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I really liked it. So
If you have like any, I think, experience in religion in general, I think you will definitely enjoy it, because I think it shows, like, especially with Elder Price, I really liked his character arc about how he started off thinking that he was like this, the one that could save everybody, and I am the man.
I'm the chosen
and then
one.
just watching his whole, not in his whole life, but his whole expectation about Orlando and being able to baptize everybody just completely fall apart.
And also seeing
so
Cunningham
interesting.
doing it.
Yeah,
Which
and then
was,
having
like, the
Cunningham
counterpart.
succeed, that happens so often, and I think it nicely showed the battle between, like, I think that a lot of people experience if they grew up in a specific religion is like, now that I'm being challenged, how do I handle it? Do I leave entirely? Do I run back to Salt Lake City and say that I failed, or do I keep going, or do I just, like, what do you do? And I thought that was so nice. I really enjoyed that storyline. I think that was my favorite one.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to the Book of Mormon, I would just say go and see it and judge it for yourself. There is not really much that we can come to show, because I think it comes down to, like, how open you are with making fun of important stuff. So if you don't really care about people making fun of things that you care about, then you can go see it, no problem. But if you really feel like you will feel insulted yourself, then maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to, give it a shot, for sure. I mean, the review said it best. If you have the opportunity to get one of these tickets, go for it.
And this did win like 9 Tony Awards when it came out and everything. So it's good as like a musical. It is very good. The structure is very good. The songs are amazing.
It'll keep you awake.
It'll definitely keep you awake. So if on that alone, if that makes you interested, go see it.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think that was it from us. You can follow our podcast on Instagram at @NCaught the podcast. That's all together. And you can follow me on Instagram at Sebas Alep. That's SEBASALEP.
And you can follow me at Kate JOHNSTON 622 on Instagram as well.
We'll
you
see
all
you
for
next
listening.
week. Thank you so much.
And
cut.